Well, hello everyone. Welcome to this episode of the EDM Film Show. Have a different person here with me. Have a different format, have different everything. We have a new studio, different look. So if you're checking this out on YouTube, there you go. And so the different format basically is we're just going to do two people. We don't have enough space for three people, and scheduling three co-hosts is a nightmare. So without further ado, I would like to introduce, you know what, why don't you just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about yourself, and I'll just chime in if I need to ask you some follow-ups.
My name is Tom Herskowitz. I go by the stage name Tommy Von because Herskowitz is a difficult last name. It gets butchered a lot. Hershowitz, all the stuff. So I just go, yeah, that's the one that sets me off. So
Right.
That'll be a really quick show after I freak out and beat you up. No. I'm
Mic drop on your face.
I got thicker skin than that, people. It's easier for just Tommy Von. That's the stage name I do. It's my middle name because my full name is Thomas Von Phillip Herskowitz, which is 26 letters. The only letter out of the alphabet is Q. So not being
Oh wait,
used.
your whole full name includes every letter of the alphabet except for Q?
I don't know. I just made that up. It's just a quippy little.
Hey, you know what? It'd be kind of fun for everyone out there. Thomas,
There
Thomas,
are 26 letters in it.
Von, V-O-N, right?
Mm-hmm.
Philip,
Phillip.
Okay, Herskowitz, Herskowitz.
Witz.
Okay, so somebody do some research on that and see how many letters of the alphabet are in there.
26 letters in my name.
You know, we got a film thing going here, Tom, and you're no stranger to it.
Yes.
And
I am a starving actor
You
who's
are.
starred in nothing.
That's not true. You've been in a few things.
Yes.
And I've been actually talking about you over the last several installments. I always refer to you as my comedy friend.
Oh.
And and there's a reason for that. You kind of touched on it. Your stage name is Tom Evon. And you're a professional comedian. That's what I said. Once a professional, always a professional, even though you're not performing actively
Yes.
now.
I have been paid, which is a sign of professionalism, if you get paid.
Well, it's a sign of being a professional, but it's not a sign of professionalism.
Good point.
Professionalism is showing up on time and doing what you're asked to do and performing the job you're asked to do. And
Okay, I have that too.
okay,
yeah,
just
I
want to
got
make
that too.
sure.
Because if you're not 15 minutes early, you're 15 minutes late.
Right. Okay. So then I meet people right on time. So I guess I'm late. So my bad. You know what? Let's back up just a little bit and elaborate on your stand-up comedy. That's been going on for years. Just give us the 30,000 foot
Sure.
view of how you got into comedy.
Always been funny. Always been the class clown. Always got in trouble for my mouth. Had a art teacher.
Been there.
Mrs. Boyd. Miss Boyd, who was the debate and drama teacher at Grapevine High School, pulled me aside one day and was really frustrated at me and said, "Why don't you use your mouth and your word for some good instead of getting yourself in trouble?" And she convinced me to join the debate team. So I did debate, did some acting in high school. Fast forward, when my wife and I were dating, she knew that I was really funny and really liked comedy. And you and I, growing up.
How far of a fast forward did we just go? We just
10
went
years.
from 90 to 2000?
Yeah.
Fast forward to, okay, so debate coach got you into it.
Public speaking.
Yeah,
as
okay.
well. Yeah, I don't have that fear standing on stage or talking in front of people anymore.
Right.
So she got me over that. I didn't realize there was an avenue for comedy. My wife came to me and said, at the time she's my girlfriend, and she said, "Hey, listen, Dean Lewis is doing a class at the Improv in Addison. You should go sign up for it." So I did. I signed up for it. If anyone can take Dean Lewis's class, a little plug here, take it. It's a brilliant class. A lot of very, very good local comedians have gone through his class, and he teaches you the basics of the actual how to put jokes together and word it.
And Dean Lewis is still around. He's still teaching that class. Okay,
Yes.
yeah, I
Every
remember
so
that
often
guy's
you'll
name.
see on Facebook or YouTube, he'll be doing a new class. Now I was lucky because we did like an 8-week course, and then we had a showcase at the end where everyone came, and you were there.
I remember that. It was at the Improv in Dallas.
Addison, yeah.
Yep.
And so now
Two plugs for Dean Lewis and the Addison Improv.
Now it's now they just do a 1-day class, and it's really compact. So it's really not doing that. So I was local. I was lucky because it was very local, very not concentrated. It was spread out over several weeks. We got together for like 15 Saturdays and then had a showcase. My point being about talking about this So we had the showcase. I went up, did my jokes, felt good. I was in the middle of the show, felt really confident, got a lot of good feedback from people. And people came up to me afterwards and said, hey, that was really nice of you to get the energy going in the show again. I go, what are you talking about? And they said, well, we thought you were the ringer. We thought you were here to perform, get the energy back up on the show because people kind of will, because we're beginners.
Yep.
And that
I remember that. You really did. And this is not blowing smoke up your butt. There's a lot of people, and I'll say this about a lot of live performances. I just said this to Kim last night about something we were watching. I believe it was the new thing that's on the Maya and
Martin.
Maya and Martin show. I was a little embarrassed, and I was watching it like this. And
first couple of shows,
because it's a corny variety show. Yeah. So at your first showcase, I remember
called a season filler.
Yeah. Some of the people were on stage, and I was kind of like, I'm like, got my 2-drink minimum thing going. I'm like, and then you came on, and I was just like, I was into it, and you could tell like maybe there was 8 people. You were easily the top 1 or 2. I believe that it doesn't matter. We don't have it on tape. We can't show you any inserts of, hey, this is Tom's first comedy ever.
I was good.
But yeah, out of 8 people, you were good.
I was professionalism.
You were professionalism. So speaking about professionalism, let's keep going with this because it is your thing, the stand-up aspect. How many years were you involved? And I just got an email.
Ooh. Joe, you interested in a new penis pump? What?
Yeah. How many years were you involved, or are you still involved? And maybe we'll elaborate from there on some high points.
It's funny you're mentioning that because I've done some shows. I haven't performed for like a year or so.
That's it? I thought it's been more. I thought it's been like 3 years.
3 years since the baby was born.
See, he's my best friend. I know this.
A 3-year-old named Ava. And after Ava came, I kind of stopped. I've done a couple of completely clean church shows, which, believe it or not, people, that is hard comedy. That is very hard comedy. Going into a blues show and being able to use any words you want and talk about anything you want, that's the easiest comedy in the world. When somebody says, hey, we need you to do a comedy show at a church, that's hard because you have to find common knowledge that's not going to offend anybody.
There goes my whole Bible joke line right out the window.
Yeah,
not that I have one, or not that you even have one, but.
So you have to find something that's treading lightly. So I've done those, and those are extremely good. One of the rules of comedy that Dean used to talk about in the class, he would start out and he would say, your goal for doing comedy is to be famous. How do you become famous? You get on TV. How do you get on TV? You do clean comedy.
That makes
Work
perfect
on your
sense.
clean comedy.
So
work your hardest.
So, that's interesting you say that your goal is to become famous.
Or a stand-up comedian for a living.
Right.
But he would just say, he would appeal to young comedians by saying, you want to be famous? And all of us would respond, yes, I do.
Yeah.
But once you do it after 10 years, you realize if he walked up to me and said, do you want to be famous? I would say, no, I do this for therapy.
Okay, so there you go. You're kind of leading yourself down. See, that's why you're such a wonderful co-host, because you know how to do this, and that's why I wish we had you on sooner.
No problem. Don't ever touch me again.
So, let's just do, what are the top 3, if you can think of them, what are the top 3 high points of your stand-up career? Like, who did you meet? Where'd you go? Did you open this? I mean, whatever. Just surprise us. Or even the top 1, if there's not 3.
You know what? It's almost like saying, what's your favorite movie? What's your favorite movie? Well, I got a favorite Western. I have a favorite sci-fi. I have a favorite war movie. You can't, and then not to mention when you get into genres, there's so many. So I understand what you're asking for. High points in my career, hosting a show. High points in my career, to be honest with you, is meeting other comedians and being able to cultivate relationships with them that I can try jokes on them and they would say yes or no.
Right.
Try this, try that. Cut this, cut that, move this. And be able to use their advice and listen to them.
Is that 2 things?
That's 2.
Okay, so what's the first one though? Hosting. That's not, you're not a headliner, but you're the guy that keeps the show going.
You go to the show. You're the opener. You walk out, and you're the one who your job is to sell for the next show. Your job is to get their energy up. Your job is to entertain them. But keep in mind, they're not here for you. They're here for the headliner.
Right.
So when they tell you do 7 minutes, you do 6 minutes and 55 seconds, and you walk off stage.
Okay.
You don't do overtime, But what it is
right, you don't be selfish at all.
And this is what I'd get a lot of times. I would finish a show, and people would walk up to me in the green room or doing autographs and all that stuff. At the end, they have a personal kind of where you can go and buy T-shirts and stuff from the headliner. A lot of people would say something to the equivalent of, I can do that. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. Everybody in the audience of a stand-up comedy club can do stand-up on their own. It's absolutely possible. But here's the ticket. Here's the difference. I went to Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday open mics for several years, got to know everybody, worked on my craft, honed my jokes, figured out what jokes are the best. First joke is your best joke. No, first joke is your second best joke. Your last joke is your first best joke.
Right.
They only remember the first joke and the last joke. Everything in the middle is filler, all these things.
I like that, though. Everything in the middle is fiddle. It made sense. You just roll with it.
Yeah. But it's just filler. But they're not there for you. You're the host. So the techniques that I learned, one of the best things, Gary Hood, let me just say, my man, the G-Man Hoodie, the Gary the Hood, passed away about 2-3 weeks ago. No, it's been about a month now. Very close friend of mine. Loved him very much like a father. He gave me some great advice. He said, your job is to entertain the crowd. Don't give them 100% because what you are now, you're 100%. You go up there and be a clown. You give 110%. So if you got to say, hey, how's everybody doing tonight? That's 100%. You say, how the hell's everybody doing tonight? Are you guys ready to have a good time? Give me a hell yeah. And guess what they do? They all stand up on their feet and they go, hell yeah. I just got the energy up and going. That's my job. Then I sit there and tell them jokety, jokety, joke. And then I say, hey, don't forget to fill out your comment cards. Blah, blah, bloop, blah, blah. Guess who's showing up? Blee, blah, blue, blah, blah. And then I say, hey, I've got some more issues I want to get out. Boom, boom.
So you speak broken computer.
Yeah. Beep, bop, boop, bop, beep.
Right.
I Morse code it in. And then basically when it's all done, you just hand it off to the next comedian. They come up. Then when you do the other intros, you can't do any more jokes. You've done all your jokes. All you're doing now is, are you guys having a great time? Give me a hell yeah. Once again, the energy's up.
Right.
All right, are you guys ready for your next comedian? Because I know that's what you're waiting for. Please give a really big, whatever club this is called, round of applause for boop, bop, bop, doop. And then they come up, and then that's it.
Jim Gaffigan.
But the thing that I liked about hosting,
I think he was in town recently.
Yeah. I mean, he's brilliant. That's, again,
right.
Brilliance. But see, the thing that I learned with hosting was that once you get to that point, it is so easy to stand in front of 150 people and go pee pee poo poo and watch them all bust out laughing because everything's funny in a crowd of 150 people.
So quick recap, hosting, because I would assume based on what you said and gathering knowledge that you learn the most doing that job and you meet the most people. And the second one you said was meeting other comedians. Meeting the other comedians.
And being able to have somebody that you can throw, hey, let me try this joke out on you. And they would respond, that's funny or that's not funny or change this, try that.
I know that you've actually been on TV doing your comedy.
Yes,
How many times have you appeared on television?
It was for Video Bob's show. It was a comic spotlight show. COMIX Spotlight. If you want to look it up, Video Bob's a great guy. He's got several shows, very popular on Facebook. He got me going a long time ago. Interestingly enough, they did the shows locally at one of the theaters in Dallas. I can't remember. I think it's Lakewood. But I got a phone call about a year later from my friend Johnny from California. Called up and said, hey, dude, I just saw you on TV in California. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah, dude, there's an independent channel out here. They have a show called Comic Spotlight, and you were on it. And I'm like, get out. So apparently I've been on television, minor stuff, but nothing big. So I tried out for Last Comic Standing, but
let's do a little bit of a recap. I'm recapping the recap here because I just want to make sure everyone gets this. You can also watch the video more than once, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, SoundCloud, and leave comments, leave feedback,
or send a letter.
Don't forget to count the letters of the alphabet in his full name, Thomas Von Phillip Herskowitz. So the recap there, though, funny is you've met a lot of famous people.
Yes.
You yourself have reached a level of professionalism and quote unquote fame, because it is what it is. It's your job, it's your life, it's what you do.
I have been recognized.
Yeah, and I mean, I know for a fact, like Video Bob, for example. I know him. I know the people in your circles. I see them on social media and even in person and out in public. And Video Bob, for example, he's a great car collector, and he was on the Pawn Stars.
Yep.
And he tried to unload his DeLorean.
Yes.
Okay.
He rebuilds cars. He rebuilds DeLorean time traveler cars from Back to the Future.
And I think he has a Knight Rider.
He has a Knight Rider. He has Ecto-1. He has the A-Team van. He has... trying to think. He's got the Cadillac from Scarface. He's got
hold on right there.
Loads
Interesting
of cars.
you say Ecto-1 because coming out is Ghostbusters. I don't know what the subtitle on it is, but it's the Ghostbusters redo.
Yeah.
You know, the reboot with the all-female cast. And so far a lot of people are saying that it's gonna flop. I completely disagree with that. The cast is loaded with ringers of hilarious women that I love. At first I thought it was going to be, I can't remake Ghostbusters. But then after I saw the cast and I'm seeing some of the trailers, I'm like, oh, you can remake Ghostbusters with those people.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So I don't know if you have any opinions on that, and that's completely fine. I didn't mean to touch you again, so please don't harm me in any physical way. So let's do one corny thing because it's kind of what we do. Before I move on to my next question, let's just real quick do a moment of silence for Gary Hood. Love you, Gary. You're a good guy. He's another guy that I knew, had personal relationship with him. And he got on my butt. He would chew me out because I did a little work for him on another business that they worked on. And it was all done out of love. And I just misunderstood the man. And so whatever little clash I had with him, it was because he cared. And that's the lesson he taught me. So, you know, kind of interesting. I don't know if you want to go here or if this even matters, but I was watching, and it's been multiple things, but I was watching an episode of, was it Modern Family maybe? Dustin Ibarra? No, it was the Goldbergs.
Yes, the Goldbergs.
The Goldbergs.
Yeah.
So I'm kicked back in the house here watching the Goldbergs.
And Dustin Ibarra, who
Kim's
used to work in a warehouse with us.
And I'm like, oh my God, Kim, I know that guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And he was on like 2 or 3 episodes.
He was, and he's also been on that Batman show on Fox. What is that called? I can't remember off the top of my head. Gotham.
Right.
He was on Gotham. He's done several other shows since then. He was on We Bought a Zoo. He was in Hop, that movie Hop.
I've seen that. Oh, are you sure?
Yeah.
You know, it's funny.
He has a non-talking role in Hop.
He looks he resembles the guy that voiced Olaf in.
Yeah, Josh Gad.
Yeah.
He does look like Josh Gad.
Dustin looks like that guy, Josh Gad, I guess. So maybe I have to look it up to verify. But so I guess the point of where we're going here is if you follow your passion, if you do. Mm-hmm. If you follow the instructions of your mentors, if you stay on target and do follow your dreams, follow your passion, you'll get there.
Yeah.
Because we've just mentioned multiple examples of people who are there.
And those comedians that I started with 10, 12, 13 years ago, they are now at the point where a lot of them have moved out to California, are starting to appear in different shows. Christella, which was a sitcom. Christella's from Dallas. Christella, I want to say her last name's Alonso, I think. I'm embarrassed if I'm mispronouncing. But Christella, which was a sitcom this last year.
Hey.
She's from Dallas, in that same group of comedians.
Tell me about we were talking about TV, and you said Last Comic Standing. Did you get on any of the outtakes or any of that?
No.
You just went to audition?
I went, stayed all night, slept in line. I was 4th in line, got up on stage. And this is a very good thing if people are budding comedians or really want to learn something. I got up on stage and I did my first joke. It's going to be about growing up with my dad. So I stand up there and I look at them and I go, when I was growing up as a young man, thank you very much, goodbye.
It was because you gave too much.
Because you know
what? Get to the meat.
Yep.
Yeah. It's
up the stairs, kill the girl. We don't need to know how it happened. We don't need. So basically,
don't need to know what color shirt you were wearing. We just need to know.
They were saying everyone has grown up. And every man has been a young boy or a young man. So that is, they knew right then, just by adding that too much information, he's wordy, he's wasteful, boom.
Okay.
So what I should have done is, my dad pisses me off, blah, blah, blah. Get to the joke.
For instance, I know a punchline of your load. Anybody here get a toilet for Christmas?
Yeah, that's
right
not
here.
even a punchline.
I got a toilet
story.
for Christmas.
Yeah.
So... Talking about, I don't want to be. I'm definitely not name dropping. Just trying to let people know that if you stick with it, you'll get get somewhere.
It's about hard work and showing up on a regular basis. Yeah.
We are. What's Dustin's buddy's name? Nick
Guerra.
Nick Guerra.
Guerra. Just recently got on either Fallon or Kimmel.
Okay, he was on one of those. I get the late night Jimmys.
I get the Jimmys confused all the time.
Yeah, and
he was on the late night Jimmy Fallon Kimmel show.
Yeah, and he was one that went pretty far on Last Comic Standing. Or if he
he did.
If he didn't go far, he for sure was on.
He was on TV, and they showed his set. But he did not get to the next round.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he tried like multiple times to get on that show.
And I don't mean to say this, and this is just giving people a little bit of help if they feel like they can't do this. and I'm not being rude, Nick is a wonderful person. I've worked with him. I've met with him. He's a friend. I would consider him a friend. He might not recognize me, but I would recognize him. But when I saw
Herskowitz.
when I saw him the first time, well, when we were first starting out, I did not think he had what it takes. Now, this is not me being a teacher, not me being an expert. I was just my stupid, humble opinion was like, I don't think Nick's going to make it. Guess what? Nick has made it. He's doing well. Him and Dustin, all them. But what they did is they all went together. They went to California. It was Nick and Dustin and a third guy. His name escapes me, but it doesn't matter. They all went together.
We'll have to go check their MySpace page. It's been that long ago.
Yeah. And now after, I think they've been out there for 5 or 6 years, now they're just starting to get out into the scene. Nick's doing a lot better. But see, the thing is, once you get on TV, like even if you get a 5-minute set on Jimmy Kimmel or whatever, when you go to a club, you can say, hey, as seen on HBO, Jimmy Kimmel. So that's huge to do the draw.
Hyenas, the laugh, the comedy spot.
Mm-hmm.
We've gone to all these 5 or 6 different, 10 or 12 different clubs all around the country.
Which is funny because some of my jokes are talking about the Marine Corps when I was in the Marine Corps, and it's another.
You know
trick.
what? Hey, let's hold it right there. Finish the thought about the trick, but I wanna tease for the next episode.
Okay.
Because I want to talk about you being a Marine.
Yeah, my jokes in the Marines, but a lot of times when they introduce me on stage, they'll say, "Ladies and gentlemen, just back from overseas, entertaining the troops. Please give a welcome." And my wife and I look at me and go,
No, don't do that.
I was? No, what I'm saying is, and I'm not trying to but they're trying to build your name up. And you've seen him on TV. No, you haven't. You haven't seen him on TV. But they're going to tell you have. So just one of those little things.
Right. Well, I'm sorry for being premature there. I didn't know where you're going with that. So I wanted to save some more of your backstory for the next installment. So that does it for this. Basically, you're getting to meet Tommy, our comedy. We're going to put all the pressure on you. Be funny. Be funny now.
Okay.
Anyway, this is our EDM Films.
What's up with purple people?
Yeah. EDM Films contributor Tommy Von for the comedy installment. And up next, we're going to talk about different things, including probably some current events and pop culture. Until next time, see ya. Thanks for watching.